Tell me when could you please start pedaling? And I want you to try to pedal at about 70 RPM, okay? Stay at that, because what we're going to do for about 2 minutes, we're going to just warm up, okay? It's important every time you exercise to warm up. This helps prevent injury, and it also helps reduce the risk of having some sort of cardiovascular emergency. So we're going to do this for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to start increasing the intensity to try to get your heart rate to the point that we were talking about earlier, which is 137 beats per minute. Keep videotaping. What other kinds of physical activity do you enjoy?
Running and yoga.
Pardon?
Yoga? I don't know.
And yoga? Yeah, yoga counts as physical activity. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the activities, especially basketball.
Okay. Well, you can do these activities if you don't want to come to a gym and do cardiovascular exercise on a piece of equipment like this, and that's good. How are you feeling right now?
Pretty good. Start to feel it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Burning.
Good. Good. In about 30 more seconds, I'm going to check your heart rate, and then we're going to make an adjustment at that point. But again, just keep going at about 70 RPM. I will adjust the intensity. Can you give me your hand? Okay, so that was 22 beats in 10 seconds. We're almost at your target heart rate. So what I'm going to do is have you pedaling at the same intensity. We're only going to increase the intensity by a couple notches, and we should have your heart rate up there in about 30 seconds. So I'm checking your heart rate. How are you feeling? Good. Got about 2 minutes and 50 seconds right now, so I'm giving your heart rate or your wrist again. We'll start counting right at the 3-minute mark, and I want you to keep pedaling. But we're going to slow this down. Stay at 70 RPM. We've reached your target heart rate of 137 RPM. Later on, I'll show you some scales that you can use so that you can estimate your heart rate without actually taking that heart rate. Right now what we're doing is a cool down. And it's important when you do any physical activity to cool down. Again, this helps prevent soreness later on. And it also protects your heart from undergoing too much physical exertion, which might lead to some problems. So what we're going to do is just pedal nice and slowly for a couple of minutes here. Usually I'd recommend to do a cool down for a little bit longer, but for the purposes of this video, we're only going to do it for about 2 minutes. How are you feeling? Good. Is this really easy? Okay, good. So just keep it going. window? What do you mean?
Like, you know how I have a window of like...
Well, that all depends on the method you use to calculate that window.
Okay.
If we were to use a percentage of heart rate reserve, which is what we did, they would be a little higher in that equation. However, the heart rate might end up being lower because elite athletes probably have a lower resting heart rate than you do.
Okay.
However, we're getting you at 55 to 60. They might go up to 70, 80%. And so it might be around the same. Like the heart rate we got you at was pretty high for anybody at 25 years old. It's a good window to exercise in.
And is that when you lose the most weight?
That all depends on how long you've been doing, things like that. This particular recommendation is the window where you'll see the most benefits for your cardiovascular fitness. Okay? Okay, that's good. So we can just stop there, and I want you to stand up, nice and slow, and keep the camera rolling. We're going to go over to that room and take some blood pressure.